Okay, what I want you to do is cast your mind back to our little diagram that Keith had done for us. So this is effectively this side of the platform, and this side is over here. So the signal we fitted is this one, which is the starter for this side. We've now got to fit this one, which is a starter for over here. So let's get that out of the way. Now, not really much beyond here is where the point comes in. So you come in and then it over to there. So our platform's all the way up here. So I don't think there's much point putting a signal all the way down here. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the signal just beyond here. So that's our next job. Start drilling a hole around here. I'll be back to you. Now what we've done, we've motored ahead a little bit here. One of the things I forgot to say in the previous videos, I hope you realise that we've changed boards. Other boards out there now. So we're doing the second board, so the signal on the second board. Hopefully that came across in the other video. So we've already mounted the signal in. What we're doing is going underneath, and we're working on how to set up the servo for this particular signal. So we've got the arm underneath. I've already pre-bent the wire. Now what I've done is I've temporarily removed the board, the circuit board from the other layout, just to bring it across here so we can set this up. So what we're going to do is go for switch position 2 on here. Okay, switch position 2, and this is in position 2 on here. So on the other board we use position 1, this will go into position 2. Now at the moment, if we operate the switch, you can see that the servo is just operating in one complete sweep. It hasn't got any of that bounce or anything like that. So what we're going to do is try and program this board so we get this to operate in the right way. So we're going to work on that. Hopefully I'll show you how to do that in a second, because what we've got to do is make sure that this is operating with this, because on the other layout the servo was on the other side. Now we're putting the servo on this side. It might make a difference to how we operate this, but the good thing is, so I've written down my instruction manual here. So we've written down how we can control this. So normal, reverse. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do is set it to mode 3. Mode 3 gives us the semaphore bounce, and then if we've got it going the wrong way, all we've got to do is reverse it on here. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to work that out, get back to you. Now, what's happened, there's a return spring in the bottom underneath, and you'll see this in a second. And what's happened with this, clumsy fingers, is the return spring is actually holding the point in the down position. So when we get the servo to move, we've got to get it go to the up position. So we need the bounce in the up position. It's tension state in the up position. So see, it's hard rebuilding these signals with only one hand. So what's actually happening is underneath, I don't know if you can see the metal moving up and down. So what's actually happening, when it's got the spring tension on it, it's pulling it down. So there's its normal state. That's me pushing it all the way one way. Okay, so we need it to work in the fact that the bounce will happen there. Pull the signal on that way. So when we go underneath, back underneath, light on. So what's actually happened, that is holding the signal down, that is the signal up. So if you imagine, that's going to pull the signal on going that way. So what we've got to do is work out, program this board to get it to the right settings. So if we just put, where did I put the servo on? So if we just put the arm on there, okay, and then if we hit the programming button once, twice, so the green LED's flashing twice, so that means we're doing channel 2. And then all we've got to do then is hit the mode button to work out what's going on. So we need mode 4. Mode 4, which is semaphore reverse. So all you've got to do is push this button, so the mode button, it changes this LED. So it's now blinking once, so that's mode 1. If we press it again, it flashes twice, that's mode 2. So 3 flashes, one more, 4 flashes, so that should be mode 4 on the servo. And then all you've got to do is just press the program button. So if we program it again, that would adjust channel 3. Press it again, that would adjust channel 4. Press it one more time and it comes out. So hopefully what we should see is yes, that's right. So that's going to push it that way, and we'll get the bounce in that direction because that's the signal coming off. Fingers crossed anyway. So what I'm going to do now is check it. So the next thing I've got to do is check it for throw, so we've got the right amount of throw on it. So let me just set that up. Okay, so now we're on there. So what we need to do now is press the programming button again twice. So we're on channel 2 again, and then can you see on here you've got a low and a high button. So what it's done is it's put the servo into the mid position. So if we go low, so what that's doing is moving it all the way that way, so that will do that way. And then high, so all we're doing is working out the range that we want the servo to operate. Okay, so the high button's taking it that way, the low button's taking it that way, so you're just adjusting the throw, effectively the throw of the servo. So again, if we come out of there, so the lights have gone out. So when we operate this now, that's, fingers crossed, that's that sorted. So what we've got to do is rebuild the signal and then test it from the top just to see how it looks from the top. Now we've done a bit of fine tuning on it, just so we can just double check it. But if we let's get a nice arty shot in there. So pull the signal on and signal off. Now I don't know how this has happened. I don't know what I've done different with this one. But what it's doing is it's replicating the bounce a lot better on this side than it is on the other side. The signal bounce coming through on the servo, that just seems to be working better on this side. I suppose because I've done one, I suppose because I knew what I was doing on this one, it just seems to work better. Awesome. So that's done. All we've got to do now is wire the lighting, just finish it off. I've got to run the wires from this board to the other board, so we need the 3 servo wires. There is already lights on this board, so we don't need to worry about running wires over to the other board for LEDs. That will be on this board, so it's just a question of wiring that up. All we've got to do is just run 3 wires over to the other board. So we've got our wire over here, so we're just going to extend that wire. I'm just going to cut it and extend it. so it can go to the plug. Fingers crossed. Now I did have a quick look. Fingers crossed we got 3 spare wires. If we haven't got 3 spare wires, we're going to be a bit scuppered. But fingers crossed we can get this done, ready for the exhibition, and then later on, that's when we'll rewire the layout. So next time you see us, we'll see that working with lights in. Fingers crossed. LEDs on, all working. So what I've done is I've connected up both boards together. I've got an extension lead that I've used to connect both boards up, so you can see the signal in there, and we've got one over here, and I've just sort of jerry-rigged up some switches for the time being. So this really is just to demonstrate that everything is working. And that one we're controlling awesome, works a treat. So next job we're going to do, we've got to put these switches into my control panel. I've got to wait for the connectors to turn up, so we're going to put these into the control panel. I'll show you where they're going to fit, but electrical wise we'll have to wait until the connectors turn up. Thank God we managed to find 3 wires. However, that is the only 3 wires we've got. We've only got 1 left, so future job we're going to go over the mega points. But yeah, 3 wires, so they go through, join the connector onto this board. Ah, yeah, look, so they work a treat. So not too much glare from the light either, you can just see the light through there. Works a treat. Beautiful. Yeah, that's it. So fitting wise, we've done that. That actually went quite well. I'm quite pleased with that. That didn't take anywhere, wasn't anywhere near as much grief as I thought it was going to be. So all I've got to do now, so the last real job, is to tart this up, make this look good. Yeah, job's a good one. Catch you later.